Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel for the third episode in my Sakura themed mini-series that I've been doing. This will, I believe, sadly be the third and last episode I'm doing of this theme, for the moment anyway. I'm just loving these cherry blossoms so much. Hopefully I'll do something else later on, but for the moment 3 is the magic number. Today what I'm going to be doing, or what I'm going to be trying to do, is make some decorations for my room, which are basically, the idea I'm going for is like kind of cherry blossom branches sort of gathered up in one of the corners of my room up near the ceiling. I tried to basically find something like this to buy online. Either things just weren't what I wanted, or they were incredibly expensive, like hundreds of pounds for a tree that I can't even fit in my room anyway. So I thought, well, I might try and give it a go doing it myself. I'm not working off any instructions. I keep looking at my flowers I have. I have all my supplies over here basically, which I will show you in a second what I have, what I'm going to be working with. Yeah, I don't have an exact method because this is my own kind of deduction. So I'm going to just give it a go, see how it turns out, and hopefully it'll go well. I will share the materials I have used in the description. I will link everything below. I'm just hoping this turns out okay, but I'm going to film the whole process so that hopefully if it does turn out okay, it might be useful for anyone else who wants to do this, who loves this kind of decoration, and I hope it's going to end up looking like what I picture in my head, because I'm not sure. Anyway, that's enough rambling. I've done plenty of that. So yeah, I'm just going to get straight to it and show you what I'm going to be using.
So for this project, I used a packet of small, clear, plastic damage-free hanging hooks. I also used a 20-meter long coil of PVC-coated green garden wire, which is 3.5 mil in thickness. I used a pair of pliers to cut the wire, some green sewing thread, and of course some Sakura cherry blossom garland decorations. I also ended up using some small clear elastic hairbands. So basically I started by uncoiling the wire. The pliers were pretty handy for this because actually the wire was pretty stiff. I did buy a thick one so that it would hold its shape, but it made it quite a workout when I was actually trying to create this, but it turned out fine. I started as well with just taking each garland. I had 4 of them. I took each one and basically cut them into 3 roughly equal pieces. So I ended up with 12 individual garlands altogether. Once I'd done that, I then started lining up each garland with the wire and cutting the wire where it seemed appropriate. I basically left a stem of about 5 to 6 inches at the bottom of each garland. I then took the green thread, and this part was pretty fiddly, but I basically tied each garland on at several points down the wire with the green thread, tying several knots just to make sure it didn't come undone. Obviously this isn't going to be super strong if you wanted something that was going to withstand a lot of wear and tear, but as this is just a decoration, it just needed to hold together enough for me to mount it on the wall, basically. The next thing I did after all the branches were made was basically put them all together like a big bunch of flowers and wrap some wire around the stems so that they would all hold together in one bunch. Once I was done with the blossom branches, I then took the little sticky hooks that I had and stuck them on the wall in the positions that I thought would work. They weren't 100% on the mark, but close enough that they did work fine. Once the hooks had had time to set on the wall, I then went about actually mounting the piece onto the wall. It was a bit fiddly with the elastic bands, but I got there in the end, and basically I just put 3 elastic bands around the stem of the flowers and 1 on each of the branches, and then hooked the band around the corresponding hook.
Well, so I have spent, I don't know, probably the best part of 3 hours, maybe 4. I've kind of lost track of the time. Yeah, it's taken me quite a while, but I'm pretty pleased with what I've done. It's not perfect, but yeah, it pretty much looks like what I was picturing, so I'm really happy with how I did this. I just think it adds like a really nice kind of vibe to my room, definitely brightens it up and makes it prettier. So yeah, no, overall definitely worth it, worth the effort. If anyone has any questions or wants to know any details of how I did it or anything like that, please let me know in the comments below. I'm pretty tired because it did take quite a long time, so I'm going to sign off now, but as always, thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Remember to subscribe down below. Got a few other videos coming soon, not Sakura related for the moment, unfortunately, but definitely have more coming, so stay tuned for that. Otherwise, thank you so much again, and until next time.